Green light to go, Roger.
Is there anyone else?
There's no one else.
I understand. This is a lot to process, and so I'm gonna give you a moment, and I'll go get your paperwork started.
Mira. You plan on jumping?
You're late.
You want to tell me why we always meet in these public places?
I'm a lawyer, you're my client, it's no problem. Tengo mucho más que perder que tú.
No, mira. Parece ahora ha subido. Doble.
You serious?
Doble. Or you can find some street kid to give you your oxy.
You know you'd still be rotting in the back of a jail cell with your guy Julio if it wasn't for me. You understand that, don't you?
I get it. Cost of business. But I don't think they're gonna allow a lawyer who's buying illegal drugs to keep her job.
Well, you let me worry about that. You just make sure your guy takes that plea deal.
You have a talent for keeping hard criminals like me out of jail.
Oh, I'd hardly call you a hardened criminal. Just kept a good guy with a good family out of jail. Just get your guy in line so we can get him out sooner rather than later.
Mira, you okay?
I'm fine.
Look like you could use this.
Better be black.
What time did you leave here last night?
You mean this morning?
Reed, Richard Castillo's waiting for you in the conference room. And, you're running point.
Wait, what? I thought I was just doing the arraignment.
No. I've got lunch with the governor. Besides, you know the rules. You start, you finish.
I was only covering for you while you did press.
I'm eternally grateful.
Sure you are.
Is there a problem?
Enjoy brunch with the governor.
Thanks. I will.
You knew about this?
He told me to put on your calendar.
You're my paralegal.
You work for Darren, which means I work for Darren.
A heads up would have been nice.
You usually don't require those.
I usually don't have 62 cases on my docket, but we all adjust to the time. What's the DA offering our guy?
They'll kick the arson charge if he pleads guilty to simple assault. Shaking the girlfriend up.
Not bad.
Thought you don't do arson cases.
I hate arson cases. But as you so shrewdly reminded me, I work for Darren. Get me discovery on Castillo.
You want me to reschedule?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's not keep our client waiting.
What is this?
Richard, I just want to put everything into perspective. The DA will make sure these images are imprinted in the jury's memory. And need I remind you, you're facing assault charges on top of arson, which can carry a maximum penalty of 9 to 12 years. And this judge will make sure you get a full ride.
Wait, this is crazy. It was an accident. She was blowing smoke in my face, and all I did was flick the cigarette out of her hand. Heck, I didn't even see it fall inside the car. I mean, really, what's the big deal? It was my own car.
Actually, you co-signed the car. And it was registered under Lisa's name?
But I was making the payments. I was always paying for everything.
Doesn't matter. The prosecutors have enough to paint the picture that you had motive to torch that car. They will put Lisa on that stand, and she will testify that there was trouble in the relationship. That you harassed and assaulted her on that day.
Assaulted? I barely even shook her arm.
That'll be difficult to prove to the jury.
And it's still assault.
Look, I know this looks bad on paper, but I'm not that guy.
I know you're not.
I ripped my life apart for this woman. I divorced my wife. My kids will barely look at me. And now I'm the one looking at jail time?
I know.
This is my life. You're my lawyer.
Which is why I think this plea is a win for you. Richard, there isn't anybody in this building better at doing her job than me. And I wouldn't be doing my job well if I didn't urge you to take that deal. If not for you, do it for your kids. Don't make them go through a trial that'll land you behind bars. They've already been through enough.
Show me the deal.
You would be pleading guilty to simple assault, admitting that you did in fact put your hands on Lisa Abernathy on the morning of July 24th. The incident took place at the
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
at the Abernathy residence, the 2400 block Pine Street.
Okay. I'm good. I just needed some air. Arson cases just kill me.
Don't look good.
I'm fine. Just go back in there. And I'll be right behind you.
Apologize for keeping you waiting. So, how are you feeling today?
I'm okay. Feel fine.
Good. That's good. How long have you been experiencing the pain in your back?
About a year?
A year? So how have you been managing?
Dr. Chandler, I'm a lawyer. I spend all day managing. Tell me what's wrong with me.
Miss Reed, your kidneys are failing. Labs and CT scan reveal that you have an autosomal dominant condition. It's called polycystic kidney disease.
Kidney disease? I don't understand. I was given a clean bill of health a year ago.
And that may be true and would be consistent with the characteristics of your condition. In most cases, symptoms lay dormant for years until the cyst in your kidneys enlarge.
So how do we treat this?
Well, we can manage your symptoms with medication, but because of the advanced nature of your condition, I would have to start you on dialysis right away.
Dialysis. For how long?
Dialysis is only a Band-Aid. Miss Reed, your condition is much worse than we anticipated. The truth is, you're going to need a kidney transplant. And without it, your life expectancy is no more than 6 to 8 months. Ordinarily, I would put you on a donor's list. However,
That's great. Let's do that.
however, the waiting could be long, especially with a blood type as rare as yours.
What does that mean exactly?
It means that for someone who has the amount of time you have left, the waiting list is just not a viable option. It could take years. There's an alternative. A healthy blood relative, like a parent or a sibling, that would be your best chance. Of course, we would have to test the blood and the tissue to make sure it was a match.
No siblings. And my mother died a long time ago.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is there anyone else?
There's no one else.
I understand. This is a lot to process. So I'm gonna give you a moment. And I'll go get your paperwork started. I could never get used to that. Breaking that kind of news to anyone. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's exhausting telling people that they're sick every single day. All day long, knowing that I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. But I hate it more when I can see in their eyes that they think they don't need a doctor in the first place. So they deny it. And they keep pushing their help away. But everyone needs help sometimes, right? Heck, even doctors need a doctor. But you know what I hate even more? Patients who know that something is wrong and they decide to let their sickness live within their bodies. They sit across from my desk and they lie to themselves. I'm all right. I want to scream at them. You're not all right. You're not all right. You're not all right. And denying that you're sick, not gonna do anything to cure it. I always wondered why we do that to ourselves. To know that deep inside, sickness and disease is lurking. Throw it in the closet like we're speed cleaning a house to hide the mess from our in-laws, just so they can see how neat we are. When in fact, we're not really neat at all, are we? We're messy. We're really, really messy. And the irony is, those same in-laws, they probably came over for dinner because their kitchens are messy too. Their kitchens are messy too.
Hey, Dr. Chandler.
Hey, Mary. Welcome back. It's nice to see you. Truth is, whether you choose to accept it or not, we're all sick with a disease. The disease is called sin. It's a disease that lurks within us from the moment we leave the womb. First, it lays dormant. Slowly, it begins to eat away at the heart, at the mind, at the soul, at the body. To what degree? It doesn't matter. In fact, comparing your prognosis to someone else's doesn't eliminate your risk for fatality. But sin will kill you. It's relentless. It's brutal. Claims lives daily. So that pain that you've been experiencing in your life, your marriage, your family, your finances, it's a result of sin eating away at you. It's attacking you from within. Yeah. I know that's a lot to process. So I'll give you a moment.
So this guy goes into a gas station with a gun and a mask. Rather than rob the guy with a $4,000 Armani suit and a $10,000 Rolex, he steals $58 worth of groceries from the struggling Muslim owner. Brilliant, right? It gets better. The prosecution has video surveillance of the getaway car and witness testimony, who, by the way, catches a glimpse of a guy with the tattoo of a cross with a red rose on his left arm. Guess what our guy has on his left arm?
Tattooed cross with a red rose.
On his left arm. Dead to rights. We don't have much of a defense. Besides him being a single dad trying to feed his kids, and hey, I buy that. Surely the DA can. So I barter across the aisle just to save this poor guy from an armed robbery conviction. And guess what our lofty genius does instead?
Gambles with a jury trial.
Gambles with a jury trial.
It's your move, youngin'.
When are you gonna stop calling me that?
Never. What happened at trial?
Jury convicts, armed robbery in the first degree.
Oh, that's 10 years.
10 years for what could have been 30 days and 3 years probation. Now this poor guy be begging for mercy at a sentencing hearing. Kind of makes you appreciate smart criminals. I'm really struggling with closing remarks at this hearing.
You know, we used to just play chess.
I gotta make losing you worthwhile.
And you're a sore loser.
I win when it matters. Check.
Says the defense attorney who can sell his client on a plea.
We can only hold their hand, Nigel. We can't force it. We weigh the strengths and weaknesses of a case against probable trial outcomes. I got him a good deal.
You can say that till you're blue in the face. It won't change the fact. You couldn't sell it. Not to your client or the jury. And you couldn't sell it because you didn't take the time to paint the silver lining. The man was stealing so that he could feed his family.
Did you miss the part that I mentioned about irrefutable evidence?
A good lawyer knows that in a courtroom there's the ultimate truth and the intermediate truth. Most jurors base their vote on the latter.
Either way, it's a gamble.
Who's the presiding judge?
It's Lowenstein. What?
Lowenstein has 2 daughters, one of them only 13 years old. As officers of the court, we tend to view the world through the purview of the law. Remind her she's human. If you gotta go.
How you holding up?
You are as terrible at small talk as you are at chess. Spit it out.
You need to call Laura.
What's wrong with Laura?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
There was an incident at the office. I don't want to go into details. Call your daughter.
Darren? Laura, it's your dad. It's an emergency.
What's going on, Dad? You said it was an
I
emergency.
needed to see you.
Why am I here?
I needed to ensure that you were all right. What's going on?
Why weren't you there?
Why wasn't I where?
You know what I'm talking about. Why weren't you there, Dad?
We've gone over this a million times.
Why weren't you there? You could have been there for her.
Over and over, we've replayed the same
If
conversation.
you'd been there, she would have had a chance.
You can't know that for
Of course
certain.
we're not gonna know, because you weren't there.
I had obligations to my client, my work.
No, you had obligations to your family.
You don't think I know that?
Then why weren't you there? I would have had a mother here today. She would be here with me today.
Don't you think I wish she had gotten out in time? There isn't a day that goes by without me fantasizing about that.
Why? So you can be absolved of your guilt?
Guilt? As much as I have tried, I couldn't carry the burdens of your mother's choices.
Because you weren't there.
I know. I could have. I loved your mother more than life itself. I would have taken her place without flinching. No matter how much you blame me for being consumed by my work, I blame myself more. I'm imperfect. If you cut into me, I bleed just like you. Yes, I could have been there. But I can't help but feel if I was there and we both didn't make it out alive, that you, my daughter, my one and only child, would have been left in this world alone. You know what keeps me going? You know what makes life worth living? Is that you, my baby girl, the spitting image of the woman I love, lives and breathes.
I'm dying. Daddy, I'm scared.
I'm here. Whatever it takes, I will be with you. I'm here. I will always love you.
So far, everything is looking good. You and your daughter are both AB negative. The tissue and the serum are both a match, although unlikely you may incur reaction to anesthesia, blood clots, intestinal obstruction. There's a very real risk of death. We just need to schedule a full psychological evaluation.
A psychologist?
It's standard procedure, Mr. Reed.
What do I need a shrink for?
We must assess whether or not you are in the right frame of mind to weigh the pros and cons of the risk. We need to verify that you are willingly donating your kidney to your daughter, understanding the risk.
Dr. Chandler, do you have children?
Yes. Actually, we have 3. 2 boys and a girl.
Then you should understand. As a father, when you hold them in your arms for the first time, you come to understand your purpose more clearly. I've been prepared to die for Laura the second I held her in my arms. I don't need a psychological test, doctor. I am her father. Doc, I am fully aware of what I signed up for.
Okay. Okay. Let's get started. Laura, you look well. Seems as though your body is responding well to the transplant. Not so much your dad. Laura, there were complications in surgery, and your dad is not responding. And we don't think that he ever will. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to go in there to see him and say your last goodbyes. Hey. I know this is hard. Just wanted to let you know that I'm praying for you.
Thank you.
No. Thank him. Your dad gave you everything he had.
You think I don't know that? Sorry, Chandler. You think I'm not aware that he's lying dead for a daughter who wanted nothing to do with him? You wish you're just trying to make me feel guilty.
Laura, I didn't really mean it.
No, I have spent so long angry with him, blaming him. I left him behind, and now I'll never get to say I'm sorry. I'll never be able to cry.
Laura, can I share something with you? I went to see your dad one more time before the surgery. I was the last person who spoke to him before he went under. I need to make sure that he really wanted to do this. So I asked him. Do you know what he said to me? Laura, he told me that he remembered the day that your mother said that she was pregnant. He told me that he remembered holding you for the first time. That feeling. Laura, then he recited the final words to a play that you did in like 6th grade. I think the words were, long live the king. Long live the king. He still remembered. He remembered staying up all night long to help you rehearse those lines. Laura, then his eyes glistened. And he told me how proud he was when you passed the bar. He told me that he knew every single case you tried. And then he said that sometimes he would sneak in the back and sit in the back of the courtroom just to hear your final argument. That man loved you. So, yeah, you left him. But he never left you. He was always there. And Laura, anytime you need to see him, you just gotta look in the mirror. 'Cause he's in you. He is in you now. Laura, your dad gave you an amazing gift. Now you get to decide what you're gonna do with it.
Richard, hello. It's Attorney Reed here. Yes, hi. I'm calling you actually about the plea deal. I think we should go a different route. I understand, but hear me out. I've looked over it again and I think that we can fight this harder. And I need you here with me. Trust me, Richard, I got this. Talk to you soon.
Laura. Laura, he told me about the first day your mom told him that he was pregnant.
Action. That's what you want to do. So, right here. That's good.
thing I gave up dairy.
I'm sorry, doctor. Please continue.
Apologize for keeping you.
These images are imprinted in the jury's memory. And need I remind you, you're facing assault charges on top of arson, which can carry a maximum penalty of 5.
Take 3. All good. It's all good. It's like the only time you're human. Like 12 hours. I know, right?
I don't like it, guys. Okay.
Guys, I think we need to call your daughter. I said, man.
He just jumped the whole board. With the king was just like, saying that one. We're just gonna end that right here.
We got it. Joe name it. We got it. Almost at the end.
Hey!
The crossroad pop. So we got it.
Yes.
I divorced my wife. My kids will barely talk to me. And now I'm the one looking at jail time?
I'm sorry, we have to cut. What happened? This is wedding ring on.